All right, back on the show now is Cody Durden, who will be fighting next at UFC Vegas 63 on October the 29th when he meets Kleydson Rodrigues. Cody, how are you?
Good, man. Good.
Happy to have you back on the show. Excited to see you back in action, especially after that latest big victory that you had. We did talk and do an interview after that one, so we don't need to really rehash it or anything. But I just want to start with this fight first. And Kleidson's original opponent, Vinicius Salvador, pulled out, and so you stepped in a little while ago. When did you find out about this opportunity, and has it been a full camp for you?
I think I found out at the end of August, which I came here August 1st, and I stayed for 3 weeks and was just training. I was looking for a fight. And then I went back home for a few weeks, and now I've been here 4 weeks here now. So, yeah, man, I tried to stay ready and stay active this year, just like I said.
And so this is you're away from your family completely. You don't get to see them at all when you're down there in Coconut Creek.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I miss my family so much, my kids, my wife, my dog. But the work's being put in and I'm sacrificing.
You get a chance to do any video calls with them at night? I'm sure that has to be a priority, right?
Yeah, that's priority, in between sessions or whenever the kids get out of school. And that's pretty much what I do. I train, FaceTime my wife, FaceTime my children, and yeah.
All right. And again, October 29th, right around the corner. Let's talk about who's been around you at this camp. I've seen on your Instagram, I mean, you've been posting pictures of Dustin Poirier, Marlon Moraes. I mean, the best of the best there at ATT. Who has been around you day to day?
Oh man, studs, straight killers. I've gotten a lot of rounds in with Kayla Harrison, Danny Sabatello, Tony Gravely, Sal Guerrero, Juan Porta. Man, I mean, it's just incredible,
I was excited to see Marlon come out of retirement. He had that brief retirement, and now he's going to be back. What is his mindset like? Have you had a chance to talk to him at this stage of his career?
He's good. Yeah. Actually been doing some sessions with him with Coach Perumpa. And he's put on some weight, man. He's big and strong and refreshed. He's excited again, like he says.
And obviously, I mentioned Dustin Poirier before. Give me your early prediction. That fight with him and Michael Chandler, I can't wait for it. One of my the fights that I feel like could be fight of the year potentially. How do you see that one going?
Man, I see Michael Chandler going for the takedown early, and Dustin's going to get back to his feet. And as the rounds go on, and Dustin starts finding that rhythm, it's going to be a good fight. I feel Dustin's going to finish him.
Do you think Dustin, I mean, right now, the top of the lightweight division is just so stacked, and obviously Oliveira and Makhachev is going to be fighting for the belt here around the corner. Do you feel like Dustin has, obviously he has what it takes, but do you feel like he's going to ultimately be the champion and get that belt away from whoever has it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A win here is going to put him right there in the title contentions. And the Islam Charles Oliveira fight is freaking phenomenal. I'm excited about that one. 10-fight win streak, I think it is, versus 11-fight win streak. And if you go back and look at, their fights, Islam is a monster, and we've seen Charles come back from adversity. So I think the last 2 or 3 fights now. So we'll see,
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen Oliveira get rocked, and like you said, he comes back and ends up finding a way to get his hand raised. Do you think he does it against Makhachev, or do you think Makhachev's going to be just too much in this fight?
I think Islam is like Khabib's father said, he's next in line once Khabib retires, and that's what they've said the whole time, and that's a big part of why Khabib retired, is to live out his father's legacy. And I think Islam is going to be in new.
Can't wait for that one. One more question about teammates at ATT. You mentioned Kayla Harrison. What is it like rolling with her and getting some work in with Kayla Harrison?
Oh, she's phenomenal. It's good, just to be in the room with all these champions, and Kayla is one of the best female fighters in the world. You know, and I know why, you know, because she's good everywhere. So
Do you feel like there's anybody right now and any females on planet Earth that can beat her? Or do you feel like whether it's Amanda Nunes or Cyborg, Kayla's going to get her hand raised if those fights ever come to fruition?
yeah, I mean, I believe anyone can get beat on any given day, but the work Kayla puts in, you know, she trains twice on Saturdays, you know what I mean? Her work ethic is relentless, and that's why she's Olympic gold medalist and, you know, undefeated female fighter right now.
Let's talk about your work ethic leading up to this fight. Again, October 29th, UFC Vegas 63. You're looking lean and mean right now, my man. What's the weight at?
I'm about 145 right now. I got up to about 149, so it's coming down a little, but, you know, I haven't really focused on my weight. I've focused on, you know, keeping my body ready for the next training sessions down here, you know, because it's hard. The room's tough, and you have to be ready every practice, you know.
How is I guess the conditioning right now at this stage as you're getting towards fight night? Have you been working a lot on your cardio at this point of camp?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I'm at the best I've ever been right now. You know, when you come in the room and you consistently see growth, you know, stopping takedowns, getting your own takedowns, and submitting people that used to beat you all the time. That's where you find your growth. And I really feel like I'm going to finish Kleydson Rodrigues October 29th.
Let's talk about him and his last fight. It was his UFC debut against CJ Vergara. That was a split loss at UFC 274. Did you take anything from that fight? Did you see any holes in his game that you feel like you'll be able to exploit?
I mean, he's comfortable everywhere, you know, well-rounded fighter, and just plain and simple, I think I'm a more experienced fighter, and I'm a better fighter everywhere. And that's the beauty of the sport. We get to find out, you know.
Do you feel like you get him out of there? Is this going to be a big finish here, or is this potentially going into deep waters?
It could go into deep waters, which I'm fine with that, you know. I haven't went into deep waters since I fought Aori, and before that it was Chris Gutierrez. So I really think I'm gonna finish him. I'm gonna put him away and be, you know, a step ahead of him everywhere.
And with this being on the end of October, the 29th, I assume you're just going to be leaving like a week before as normal, getting there acclimated and doing the weight cut?
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go home for a few days and then get with my coach back home and really tune in on the game plan and keep working it. And then we head to Vegas.
And I have to imagine, Cody, where you're at your career right now, that you really want to make a push, get into that top 15, top 10, and so on. Are you trying to stay as active as possible in 2023?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if this will be my last fight this year or not. It could be, you know, because we're down to the wire the last 2 months after I fight. But yeah, if not, I'll get in there early February, March, you know.
What is your thoughts on Jimmy Flick coming out of retirement? And is that a rematch that you hope happens?
I truly hope it happens one day, you know. Not always the better fighter wins, but the better fighter always wins in the long run. And you know I'm a better fighter, more skilled fighter than him, and I had a lot of controversy leading up to that fight. Maybe I shouldn't have took the fight, but I still showed up and gave it my all. But I'm ready for redemption on that one for sure.
Yeah, I hope the UFC matchmakers can put that together for 2023. I know the fans would love to see a rematch of you and Jimmy. Well, Cody, it's always great talking to my man. Again, UFC Vegas 63, October the 29th. Cody Durden back in action. As always, man, before we sign off, I want to give you the floor. Please tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you have anyone to thank, floor is yours.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Cody Durden, Twitter, and yeah, shout out to Barber Orthopedics, Fathletic Apparel, Wade King, and all my sponsors, Scott Brannon. Thank you for the support, and we're going to get the victory October 29th. Tune in. Thank you, Ryan.